screen recorded it, but obviously I don't know who to send it to, what to send it on. So
The
obviously I just
problem that
wanted to.
we've got is it's not a criminal. It's so difficult. It's such a grey area. Yes, I understand what people are saying, what the concerns are, but
Yeah.
unless you've got a fully grown man saying things that he shouldn't say to a child, there is no offences to be had. So
Well,
there's
she
nowhere
was
to
Yeah.
saying
send it.
she was
Do you
saying
know
how
what I
she's
mean?
had his winky sent to him and
Oh my god.
calling it his third leg,
Hey,
and
Chloe,
he
you
was
all right?
laughing about it, and he said he's had to delete his WhatsApp and Snapchat. Obviously, I've just screen recorded it all because I didn't know whether obviously it would help because I was just disgusted. So I've done that, but obviously, if anyone wants it, I'll send it across. But obviously, if
Alex, are you
nothing
reading the comments?
can be
Yeah,
done
I
with
got it.
it.
I got it. It's fine. Don't worry.
Imran's in a different country, though. What can we do? We can't do much about
Well,
him.
yeah,
That's the
no, that is
problem.
true. Unfortunately, it's just
You got.
crazy the amount of them I'm seeing on here at the minute. I'm just like,
Oh, God, here
it's
we
just worrying,
go.
isn't it?
You
Fuck's
want to?
sake.
No. That comment was deleted because I know what's going on behind the scenes. It's not Mabel. Trust me, I know what's going on.
I've got more crap coming in the comments now. Ask Rufy about Soph the kid. Do you have any proof that she was a child? Do you have her details? Because you would be the first person if that was the case. Goodness sake.
Right, guys, I'm gonna have to go. Thanks for letting me up because I've got to go feed my
Chris.
baby. So I'm
Thank you,
gonna have
sir.
to go. But obviously, if you did want it, I can send it across. I know that there's probably
Yeah, it's
nothing
all
you can
right, baby.
do with it, but obviously, I'll follow you anyway. But
I
if you
don't
want it,
know.
just give me a message.
Well done for all the good work, Observer, as well.
I'm just me. But I don't wish any harm on him. And I am me.
Guys, I'll have to
No.
quit,
God, I'm going to
guys,
lose it.
because the gifts are on. But Tam, we have been monitoring this, and I've got the same opinion as you, mate. He's in a different country, so there's not a lot we can do. What we can do is we have been trying to trace back from the children in this country, trying to track back, you know, how we do safeguarding in the community.
Yeah.
So we're tracking back. So two of the parents from Imran are fully aware of what's going on. That's all we can really do. All we can do is report, because in that country he's in, what he's doing is acceptable.
Well, the problem is, I mean, someone's just said reported to CEOP. Yeah, you can. We've done all this in the hunting community. You can report to CEOP or whatever it is in your local area as much as you want, but the fact of the matter remains the same. If somebody of age over that country is doing something,
And that's it.
the offence is committed there, not here.
The
So
police
yes, all
haven't
right.
got any jurisdiction to go
No,
and
they
arrest in
haven't.
that country.
I mean, we have worked with America and Australia personally. My team personally, I'm not sure about yours, Luke, but
Yeah, them kind of countries, you can get like international warrants. You know what I mean? They work with it, but where he is, you got no chance, mate.
absolutely not. Is it the Pakistan guy?
Yes, and
Yeah, you've got
there's two of
absolutely
them. You got
no
Imran, and you
chance.
had KB Boys. He's another one that was come out last night. But I got in the box, and all you can do is try and educate them. And him last night, fair play to him. He'd listened. He changed all his settings. But to be fair, in their country, they're no different, mate.
And it's not just that. Do you think their government gives a shit what our government says about the law? Do you know what I mean? They don't care. What the offence is being committed over in their country, so they don't give a shit, and it is wrong. But this is one of the reasons that you get driven mad when you become a paedophile hunter, because there's only so much you can legally do. Do you not think the police get the ump of it? Of course they do. If they could do something about it, they would. But it's just impossible with countries like that.
I'm going to jump off, guys, but I am going to be in the comments, all right?
All right, cheers, Luke.
Mate.
Cheers, mate.
And it's no different to the trolling. Let's just put the trolling into place. So I don't know. let's take my example, me getting arrested. Okay, so according to them, the offence was committed here. The person that reported it is halfway up the country. Yeah, so the police up there cannot deal with me because I'm supposedly the person that has done the offence. So, and it's the same for everywhere. Like wherever the offence is being committed, that's the police that should be relevant to it. So we can't do fuck all when it comes to Asian countries. We can't. We've tried. The only thing we can do is educate parents, which is what we've been trying to do since 2018. But you know, as kids get more and more access, and that includes my own children, kids are everywhere now. So there is absolutely bugger all anyone is going to do about it, other than it's solely down to the parents. And I believe it is solely down to you as a parent to check your children's devices, to not let your children on TikTok, Facebook, or Snapchat, or even Kick's one of the worst ones that you can let your kids on. And I know that there's hundreds of thousands of kids on there. Do you know what I mean? There's just absolute fuck all we can do.
And there is ways that you can check what they've done as well. You can do the family plans where you can see what they've been on, etc. But so many parents don't set up
Google
anything
Family.
like that.
Google Family has parental controls.
Yeah.
And believe me, I've got no control over my daughter's phone. That's their dad, but their dad's got one of them family apps on it. But my son's tablet belongs to me, and he's got Google Family Link. He's got the other family app that the dad's using, so he can check it as well. And neither one of my kids is allowed on fucking TikTok or Facebook for a reason. Do you know what I mean? They're not even allowed YouTube Kids. So...
But it's too many parents don't look at it the same way. They, like you said earlier, it's a babysitter for them.
Yeah, well then those parents are neglectful. That's my answer to it.
But they're the ones that will complain when something happens to their kids.
If you wouldn't let your child go to a swimming pool full of naked men, then why let your children on the internet?
Exactly.
That's what I think. Sorry.
Exactly that.
It's true, and that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people that paper over the cracks when it comes to child safety on this app. In fact, most apps, if not all. And people, when we're talking about Kick, we're talking about not the streaming platform like Twitch. We're talking it KIK. It's like a messenger app. Just to put that out there, because I don't want you to worry about if your child's watching Kick, the streaming app, because I'm pretty sure.
Find my kid's account on TikTok. My kid doesn't have an account on TikTok. My kid makes dances on one of my accounts, yes. And I'm monitoring the whole time, as you can see in the videos. I'm in the background, yes. So again, get your family straight first before you come and talk about mine. I really am sick to the back teeth for people like you. You have no clue. My kids do not have TikTok or Facebook. I do. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they got anyway, Tom, don't worry about it. That's the problem, isn't it?
Relentless, though, isn't it? God.
It is. That's the thing. Because they know that's the thing is that they know that bothers Tom, so they'll continue to do it. It's like if they find something out about you, Ruth, they'll push that on. They'll push that to you.
That's all they do. It is all they do.
It's because they'll never beat us. That's why. They'll never beat us. They'll never match us. So they have to troll us. And I will let you know when I'm upset about it, because I ain't.
I'm not upset, I'm angry, and I've kept my mouth shut, do you know what I mean? But it's getting to the point where enough is enough.
I mean, realistically, I've got about 70% of my friends right now are paedophile hunting teams. Do you not think that they would pull me up if they found my kids on TikTok? Hello?
Exactly.
I ain't one of them irresponsible parents, darlings. My kids don't even go to sleepovers unless it's their families. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't talk to me about my parenting.
The first thing you learn as a peddler hunter is safeguarding children.
Exactly. And it's also the first thing I learned at 17 years old as a healthcare assistant, because I did children as well as the older generation. I don't like calling them the elderly anymore. It seems really offensive. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, like Laura says, it's down to parents to educate their children, but then that's all well and good as long as they then don't give their kids TikTok and shit. Do you know what I mean? Because then you're like defeating the whole object.
I would be very shocked if there was any predator hunting team out there, and that includes the bad ones, that have ever let their children on the internet after everything we see.
Yeah,
you have no idea the level of shit that I have seen. If you think I would let my kids loose on any of these apps, you got another thing coming. I couldn't care less if they're fucking 12 or 20. They ain't having it, and it's as simple as that.
Exactly. Afternoon, Elaine. Hey, Heather. I'm going to jump down because I'm going to message that account that keeps going at me. I'm going to try and sort some crap out because I've had enough.
Yeah,
No,
just make-
what?
To let me up. They
Luke's
could have
just had
given
a brilliant
Yeah.
idea, and I think everyone should go and give him a follow. Luke's just said he's going to do a video or demonstrating. You have to remember, I don't do all this shit anymore, so I don't have to think about it. But Luke's going to do a video on Google Family on how to use it properly.
Yeah.
I know, Mabel. Mabel, it's been like this for me for years, as you've seen. And it's not just me. Luke gets it as well. He's been trolled to death. We've both been trolled to death. It's crazy. All my
Imagine
children.
getting trolled. Imagine getting trolled to protect children. It's weird, isn't it?
Do you know what my first... So, on my third ever sting, this was my first experience of a troll, and I'll be real with you, yeah? I've still, to this day, got the screenshots, because I still cannot understand it. My third ever sting... Was it the third? Yeah, definitely the third ever sting. I was with Wolfpack Hunters at the time. A troll came onto that stream and asked me how I felt about being you-know-whatted as a child.
Okay.
Yeah. And it literally spiralled from that point.
Such a weird thing to say.
Alex, everyone keeps talking about that Rufy. I don't know anything about her, so...
Yeah.
I remember the John Keeble sting like it was yesterday. Mate, that was probably... I'll tell you what, the first year of hunting for me was probably the fucking really, really savage year, because that's when John Keeble was caught as well. I can remember driving up and down the motorway looking for that guy and having to pull my car over because my mentor at the time was throwing up physically, reading the chat logs.
Hello, Alex. Say up time.
Hello, Katrina.
2018. that was.
Last night was disturbing. There's three girls. They're only in year 6, putting the makeup on. They're called Willow Bobs. The mother come into the room and says, "Keep your noise down while you're on TikTok and go to bed."
Honestly, I don't understand after how many years has hunting been going now? 2015, 2016. I don't understand how nearly 10 years of hunting and people still don't know about how to safeguard their kids on the internet. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I didn't want to do it anymore, because you're just wasting your breath. You really are.
Yeah. You know what it is?
They are really underage, these girls are.
Thank you, Keisha.
And they're putting the makeup on. Men are talking to them. Perverted. How old are you? Oh, very I mean, I reported it a few times and it come back. No violation.
I said this the other day to Tony, official, when he come into my box and we was nattering. And I said that the problem is here, right? You try and do your best. You try and out the wrong uns, and then you've got all the support around you saying, "Yeah, go on, yeah, thanks for supporting our children." A week later, no one gives a shit.
No.
And these young girls either speak to people in the comments. If I had a young daughter at that age, I assure you, they'd get a good telling off and shouldn't be even online at 2 o'clock in the morning. They should be in bed.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little family story now. This literally happened a week and a half ago. My sister rings me up. You're not going to believe what I've just read on my daughter's phone. So her daughter, who's the same age as my girl, so she's 11, has got a boyfriend at school. My sister's checked her device, like she does, because she's a good parent, checks the messages between them. And this 11-year-old boy is having a go at his girlfriend, my niece, saying that she's frigid and that she is frigid because she won't go to bed with him. That's 11 years old. Obviously, you can imagine my fucking reaction, and she stayed with me for the last 2 days, and I've let my kids terrorise that little boy because I don't give a fuck. It is absolutely disgusting that kids like this are allowed to run loose on the internet and they're learning stuff like that, and that's the reason that you need to protect your children, because 11-year-olds now are asking each other to go to bed. with each other.
The whole thing's worrying there, but the worrying thing is the pressure.
It's the sexual violence. That's exactly what I was going to say, Alex. It's the pressure that he's putting on my 11-year-old. I didn't even know what frigid was at that age. Did anyone else, or was it just me?
Never heard of it.
Did not know anything until I got to year 6 and they did that sex ed class. That's the first time I knew. This boy, this 11-year-old little boy, was being sexually violent towards my niece because she was refusing to go into bed with him or kiss him in the playground. That's the reality of the internet, right? And this is one of the reasons why I cannot do it anymore, because this stuff fucked me up. This stuff fucked my head like you would not believe, and I will never ever go back to it, because I can't handle what I hear and what my kids and my nieces and my nephews are going to be exposed to. Yeah, obviously all the safeguarding's been done and the parents have been spoken to, believe me.
Are you going skiing, Sam?
Am I going skiing?
Yeah,
no, I'm hanging out the window. Why, is it really windy?
Yeah.
I'm still having a cigarette, that's why. I literally hang out the window. Sorry, hang on.
But these young girls last night, how they spoke to people in the comments was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I don't know what year 6 is. How old's that? Year 6.
11. 10 and 11.
They're putting the makeup on, acting like little tots. Disgusting.
I'm going to drop you there just because I don't want that to be pushed, because that's wrong. That is.
What?
I don't think young girls can be labelled tarts because they want to wear makeup.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I misheard, so I was reading the comments.
I mean, I have to act there because I don't want, just because children want to be like their favourite film movie stars, I don't think we can label them as tarts. I don't think that's right. That's not fair.
For anyone talking about the school, Luke's just about to join to talk about the school.
Alex, I agree with you dropping that lady. No human should call any child a tart, no matter what they do or wear. But
did you
what
do it as well?
What I was just saying was
comments.
The schools teach the wrong thing. They should be teaching them the danger of the internet, what goes on. You know,
shit. Who's this?
Oh, it's
well done there, Alex.
Yeah.
He's part of my security, but he's with Tony as well.
Oh, you're right, mate.
What's going on? There is a program you can download on the PC. I didn't want to put it out there, but I use it. It's called Rebomb 2. It's a mass reporter for TikTok. Mass reports.
Like a lot of kids, they don't. They stay on their phones when their parents are asleep. So that's why I think Google Family is the best, because we set timers on our phones.
Yeah.
And you've got it as well, Sam.
Yeah, I've got it. You can just cut it off as well at any time. Yeah. When your kid's not listening, just cut it off.
So I'm going to get that video done now when I get off, and then I'll put it up and I'll tag you all in it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, see you in a bit, Tam.
Cheers.
See you in a bit, mate.
You know, Alex.
You don't.
So for people, I was reading the comments earlier on, and that's why I missed what she said. The people that are commenting about the school is going to be informed, but obviously it's half term right now, so it can't be done.
Yeah. And that's the problem here. That's the problem, Tam. Do you know what? I'm still shocked to that woman, to be fair. I'm still
what did she actually say? She actually called what? She actually said the little girls are tarts.
Like makeup, acting like tarts and stuff, and I'm like, you can't be labelling with young girls.
Do you know what? I am fucking glad I never heard that, Alex, because I've bought my daughter a whole makeup kit, which she's allowed to do indoors, not wear it outside. She is not a tart, far from it.
But that's what I mean. Like, just because children sometimes want to wear makeup, not because they want to look like to attract the opposite sex. It's sometimes to be want to look like their favourite film star, someone on TV, a Disney princess maybe. I don't know. It could be many
girls, Alex. All girls, when they're younger, little girls want to play with makeup. They even do makeup sets for 5 and 6 year olds. For God's sake, it's what little girls do.
And and you know another thing, Tam, I've got to say this before it leaves my brain. I feel a lot of girls do it as well because they've had their confidence knocked as well by individuals at school and stuff, where they feel they have to wear makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, and again,
as I was saying before, there is a program.
No, go on, mate. No, go on, you go.
There's a program on the PC that you can download. You have to Google it though. It's called Rebomb 2.
Rebomb 2.
It enables you to Yeah, it enables you to mass report an account. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to take that account down, but you got a better chance because it's a mass report program. I'll show you what it looks like because I'm using it.
Yeah, Sarah, I'm the same. Yeah, I've just told my other half that. Cheers, mate, because he's into all that stuff. I think what that woman might have been trying to say is that some girls that are allowed access to the internet and that might be going out and acting in certain ways, but that's solely adults' fault because it's the adults that are educating these girls to behave in certain ways, and our kids are being sexualized at a very young age now. So it's down again. That's down to parenting. That's down to if you're a good parent, you will teach your child that is not a correct way to behave, and you shouldn't be going out caked in makeup. My daughter's not allowed out caked in makeup unless we're going to a restaurant or she's doing it indoors with her cousins and that. They're not allowed.
The problem is everything's getting glamorised more.
It is.
Street crime, sexualisation of minors. It's literally all getting glamorised. I mean, I know everyone's going to go, yeah, the show was really good. Yeah, the show was enjoyable. It was nice. It was nice to watch. It was enjoyable. However, you are glamorising, and I'm talking about Top Boy here. Yeah, the show was like a decent watch. You know what I mean? It was thrilling. It was exciting. However, it's glamorising drugs, also glamorising them making money, also glamorising people, emming people, and all this stuff. And it is glamorisation it because they know that these people are doing these crimes, that they're benefiting out of it, and then the next thing they got all these flashy cars, big houses. You know what I mean?
TV's doing it for years, and the internet has just emphasised it by 1,000. That's the problem. Pools outside and all the kids would be getting in it with no clothes on. It's only now in this generation that we know the dangers of that, but even so, our kids should be allowed to run around with absolutely fuck all on, and that does not give any woman or man the right to be looking and sexualising your child. Sorry, it doesn't.
Exactly. When I was quite a long ago now, I was like 15 or so. I was living in Spain. People lived there with their doors unlocked.
Alex, my mum's best friends, like I can remember growing up with two young lads. I'm not going to call them out because they're probably on TikTok. But I used to get in. Our mums used to put us in the baths together. Like that's how pure-minded back then it was. Now, because of the access, I believe it's the access to it. The access to sexual content is so readily available now. Everyone's getting addicted to it. All these wrong-uns are getting made into what they become, beasts. I'm sorry, I really do think that. I think back then when it wasn't heard of, there were very few and far between. And this is another thing that I used to find with hunting. Joe Bloggs, who lives on the corner of your road, who's 57 and sits on his computer all day, is not going to come out the front door and attack your child. Yeah, that's not what a proper paedophile is. No. A paedophile is somebody that grooms, manipulates and sets out purposefully to target children for the purpose of sex. That's a paedophile.
Exactly. Paedophiles, they've been around for many, 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 many years, but now it makes it a lot easier for them to gain this information, access to all this fucking horrendous content.
It is. The reality of it is there's so many reality shows now that our kids can't escape being older or made to look older than what they are. But it's down to you as a parent to parent your child into knowing what's right and what's fucking wrong. The no pants rule would be a good start for most of you.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting, Sam. The thing is, like, we do our best, we call out these wrong guns and that, right? And the next breath, no one, like I said about the Tony situation, he was calling out the wrong guns, doing all this good stuff. There's other people involved behind the scenes doing it all and stuff. Alex, why is she allowed
My daughter got no way.
Well, she got fingered, didn't she?
I don't know, is she?
Didn't she? I'm sure she got blocked.
Mabel, these comments are going mad, so I'm not joking. It's hard to keep up. Let me scroll up. Just quickly, listen to this story. Zoe's just put this in the chat. My daughter got followed. Oh, hang on. I fucking lost it. My daughter got followed by a man from school by a man telling her to undress. The police officer told her to get used to it. That's the mindset that we're in these days. That is. Hang on, let me have a look. What was the girl's name? Do you remember?
Yeah, I've got her now. I thought when I dropped her down, I clicked block, but it didn't obviously work properly. No, it's fine. It's fine. Thanks for telling me, Mabel. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's done now. She's done. Because the thing is, when she's calling out the parents, unfortunately, even the greatest parents in the world can't monitor their children 24/7.
No.
And you're naive to think that you can.
No, and don't get me wrong, I am not criticising anyone that has gone a week and a half, 2 weeks, and because it takes days, it takes minutes sometimes to get groomed by these people, and that's no joke. Luke will tell you, decoys have gone into chats before. Hi, my name's whatever, and I'm 12, and then within seconds, he's sending you a dick pic. Do you know what I mean? If you haven't checked your child's device for a week and a half, and your child gets contacted by a predator, that is in no way your fault. Parents can't be on it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that parents do leave it too long and do not have the security in places on their devices. We are in no way blaming anyone that's had any experience of this whatsoever, but it is solely down to the parents. You do need to up your games and start checking sooner, and if you can't keep an eye on it, then don't fucking have it. And that's my thing. I have fibromyalgia, I'm ADHD'd up to the eyeballs, and I used to be a paedophile hunter, and even I know that I do not have the time to be checking every single day my child's device. So the answer is she ain't fucking on it. That's it. Period. Then no one's going to get in touch with her. They've got WhatsApp, which I monitor regularly, but I cannot keep up to date all hours of the day with all these apps. So the answer to that is don't fucking have it. That's it. Until I think she's mature enough and old enough to understand what's right and wrong, and I trust her enough to come to me and say, Mum, this person's being really disgusting, I'm not letting my children on it. That's it. I don't have time as a mum to do all that every day. Do you know what I mean? And if I'm saying as a paedophile hunter that I'm not on the ball like that, then I'm not safe to have my children on there. That's simple as that. Yep. You wouldn't go into a park and see a man outside the park with a puppy going, oh, here, come have a look at my puppy, and then leave your child in the park. Do you know what I mean? So that's my answer. Don't put your child in the park, and then you won't have the predator there to catch child. That's it.
Yeah, there was a show. There was this is another thing. I'll find the video and show it you, Sam. There was people joking about this, like attracting children, or these predators attracting children, and there was joking about it. And that there was a video on here, and there was I don't know what country he's from. I'm going to say Middle East and just say that. And he went up to this child, and as he asked the child, "Do you want to come with me? I've got some sweets." It went to like a cut scene there, where there was another person in the child's ear, like an adult, saying, "Don't go with him, don't go with him." And there was another one in there that turned into like a comedy skit saying, asking what sweets they are, and the kid decided to say, "What sweets are they?" And that obviously the peddler said, "The ones you like," and then he walked off with it. And if they're trying to make a joke out of it, you see, and this is the problem with TikTok.
Do you know what? I'm wondering if we should do a social experiment. I am actually really intrigued to know if my parenting is up to scratch. I might even get a male friend of mine that doesn't know my kids to fucking do that. Take them to the park, literally walk off to the car for 5 minutes and see if my kids would actually do it. 50 quid says that my daughter wouldn't, but I reckon my son would still trust it. Because and the point of that is they're still vulnerable and gullible, and if you've got a friendly child, and my son is that friendly child who would talk to anyone, then you shouldn't be leaving your kids anywhere to be groomed. This is what I don't understand, why people put their children in positions that they're going to be accessed like that. If you can't leave your kids, or you can't trust your kid, but I actually do want to do that social experiment. I'm sorry, I'm keep flittering from one place to another. I actually do want to test it. Should we test it?
I'm gonna leave that one with you. I think there is another side to that as well. If I'm honest,
Luke, do you fancy testing it with me?
I think there's another side to that, Tam. Do you know what the side is? I truly believe if your son does go off with him, and then you say, "Oh, look, that was my friend. We've done it to catch you out. It's wrong," and all that stuff. And then next time, if it's a real person, he might think, "Oh, it's only one of my mum's friends joking again." You never know.
You know what? That's a fucking good point, Alex. I didn't even think about that.
You know what I mean? You've also got to think of outside the box as well.
But that's
Can I just say something? It's just my head doing overtime. You know what I'm like, Tam.
That Katrina's comments after you kicked her from the box, she was trying to say that like it's it's the parents' fault, and that's really pissed me off. I know I'm not a parent, but I've spoken to a lot of parents whose children or kids have been SA'd or groomed, and the parents automatically blame themselves. I just want to say that would have triggered a lot of parents who already blame themselves, that it's not the parents' fault either. You could literally have a parent who refuses to let their child on the internet, and their child could still be a victim of SA. It's not the parents' fault, it's not the child's fault. The people whose fault it is are the people that are committing these crimes. 100%, it's their fault. I do apologise for interjecting, but it just really fucking wound me up, because she was trying to backtrack and then she was trying to blame parents, and it was really winding me up, because I know there's a lot of parents out there that blame themselves for things that have happened to their children when it's not on them, and I know that probably would have triggered a lot of people.
No one is to blame, just educate your children when they are right. The only time, like I said, we are in a generation where you should know as a parent, and if you don't know as a parent, then there's something really wrong, that you need to check your children's devices. And if you can't do
that wasn't aimed at you, Tam, by the way. Like, no, I agree with what you said.
Aiming it at me, and this is why I'm pointing it out, because it's not the same thing. What I said is totally different to what she's saying. What I'm saying is, if you don't know that in this day and age, then there's something wrong with you, because we have been around as hunting teams since 2015, right? So if you cannot facilitate looking after your child's devices and making sure that they can't get groomed, then I would suggest that you don't put them in that position in the first place. Don't have these apps. Don't not monitor it. Whatever. If you want to monitor your child's device and let them have it, and then something happens, that is absolutely not your fault. Like,
no, but definitely parents should be monitoring their kids' devices. I agree with that, Tam. If there's a parent out there that isn't monitoring, then you really should be, because they're getting so clever, Tam. You would know from what you and your team have, the hard work that you have done and the good that you have done. You'll know that there's even like a fake calculator app out there, right? That if you download it as a parent that might not know what it's about, could look on their phone and it works like a normal calculator. Absolutely fine to anyone that doesn't know what it is. It looks like a normal calculator, but if you put in a specific password, it opens that calculator and it's hidden images, hidden videos, hidden files.
Crazy.
Like they're very clever nowadays.
Can I tell you about Jeffrey Remington? Because it's probably one of the things that I remember the most, because I was absolutely petrified of this actual sting, and it wasn't even the stuff that he said in the chat that was so bad. It was the way that he groomed the child, which is what Mabel's just said. So my decoy, and I can speak about this now because I'm not doing it, my decoy was a vulnerable 13-year-old child who was in care and never had good parents, and I know Mabel's going to relate to this heavily. That's how vulnerable it was. My decoy's own story. She was using her own story to come across as the decoy. This man literally played daddy. He groomed her by pretending to her that she could trust him. He was going to be a father figure. He was going to take her home and look after her, and she'd know what a dad was like. And then after months, we're not talking weeks, we're talking months of my decoy putting up with that, he then went sexual. That's what you should be worried about. Those people that are willing to go out to vulnerable children and pretend that they're going to be a mother or a father figure, that's how kids get groomed. Easily, by being friends or by being parents that they've never had.
Yep. And can I also, for anyone that's questioned about the calculator app, listen, I'll tell you how I found out about that app. It was actually through a documentary on Netflix called American Unalive, The Family Next Door. It's about the Chris Watts case. His wife didn't even know that he was cheating on her, because he had a fake calculator app that worked like a calculator, but he put in a specific passcode that he made up that had all the text messages and images and stuff of the affair he was having, and no one found out other than the police. He thought that he could hide it from the police. The police were the only ones that were able to actually crack it, because obviously they've got systems that are able to crack it. So please just look up on like Play Stores or the App Store or on the internet, like fake calculator apps, and just have a look on your kids' phones, because they're getting so clever with apps working like what they look like to you and I, but actually they're hidden apps to hide things.
And I just say
you even need to check as well, because they've now got like pens, but they're actually vapes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But back to
Can I
what
just
you were
say as
saying,
well,
Tam,
it's
just a
never
quick
too
one.
young.
Yeah.
Never too young.
You will know from what we do, Preds are so clever. Because we're adults, we're aware of what they're up to. But in a children's head, they wouldn't have a clue. You know?
This is what I'm saying. As much as I've taught my kids all of this stuff, Luke, I'm about 75% sure that after this live, I'm going to go and have a chat with my son, because I know that he is so friendly that he would literally fall into that trap at a park. Oh, I've lost my dog. Can you come and help me find him? Even though he's been taught don't talk to strangers.
If you're, like you said, your decoy was vulnerable. If she weren't vulnerable, the Pred wouldn't even, you know what I mean, entertain it. But that's why I would say 99% of the decoys have all got a vulnerable story, you know?
And I mean, do seek them out like that, like.
Tam, I remember my foster parents, like, I mean, it was a bit too little too late after what happened to me, as you know, Tam. But my foster parents sat myself and my sister down, and I remember this, like, short movie that the BBC it played, that they'd made, and it was about online grooming on the internet, and it was it was like, when I was younger, it was really triggering, and I know a lot of parents kicked off about it, like, why would you show your child that? But you need to show your child that, because you need to show your child the dangers. And I remember seeing that, and because I seen that, I didn't accept anyone that I didn't know. I never spoke to anyone that I didn't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I know there's a lot of parents out there that are like, I don't really want to speak to my child about something because I don't want them to know what that is. But sometimes you actually have to in order for them to, because let's be honest here, perpetrators and groomers and pedalos, they don't discriminate by age. They will go for anyone. So you need to educate your child.
This is what I was going to say, right? Like, when I've told my little boy from about the age of 2, and I did get a lot of people saying to me, that's wrong, but I did it age appropriate from when he could understand, and I always made sure he realised what the privates are private, yeah? And I used to say to him, what is this? And he'd say, private. And I'd be like, so who can touch it? Who can look at it? And he'd just be like, just mummy, like, you know? And as he grew up, because I'm so... every mum is like petrified of pedlos. So as he grew up, I've just constantly, age appropriately, told him more and more. And now he's 12, he like is so clued up on it. Even if when he goes out to the park, I'm like, all right, be careful, don't talk to anyone. And he's like, yep, no, I'm not going to talk to any pedlos and that. But I think it's sad, but it's the world we live in. And I just think, you know, like even my mum was like, oh, it's a bit inappropriate. I wasn't talking like in a sexual way. I was doing it for his age, but I just wanted to make sure from a very, very young age he knew that is a total no-go, you know?
Sorry, Alice. You give me parenting advice as somebody that's been a paedophile hunter. You think it's inappropriate for me to test my own children out and make sure that they understand the fucking dangers by doing a social experiment, so I can raise awareness for all of them noncy bastards. Now, I understand people's points, like Alex's point. Aren't you teaching them that might be mummy's friend? I'm absolutely going to sit down afterwards and tell him that was mummy's friend, and if that ever happens again, he's not to take any chances. But I will do whatever I see fucking fit with my kid, and it's got nothing to do with you. Why do you feel the need to keep jumping every live that I'm in and commenting on what I want to do? Why don't you fuck off and get your own platform rather than keep commenting on me and mine? I'm good, babe. I don't need your
advice.
Can
I just speak from experience for a little second, right? Trigger warning to the people who don't like it, trauma dumping incoming. So when I was younger, obviously, Tam, you know what I went through, Alex, you know what I went through. When I was in primary school, right, the times that I did go when I lived with my mum, I feel like schools should educate the kids, because I didn't know what was happening to me was wrong until I got put in care and I got taken away and I got told it was wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I was never taught. And because obviously my parents, the people that were supposed to teach me right from wrong, were actually the ones doing it. So obviously I thought that was normal. I thought that was perfectly normal. It was something that happened to everyone. Because the primary school that I went to before I got put in care, which I didn't go very often, but even still, they never taught any kids on what's wrong. So I feel like there's a lot of kids that fall under the radar that are actually getting abused at home by parents, by siblings, by family members, by family friends, because they don't know. what's wrong because the schools aren't teaching what's wrong. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Like, yeah, there's good parents out there that obviously kids that are grown up with parents that do love and care for them will teach them about strangers, but there's also kids out there that the parents are the ones that are doing it to them and they're not getting taught that what their parents are doing is wrong.
Do you know what the best thing that any of you can teach children around you? That when you're told to keep something secret, you absolutely fucking speak up.